Hello, fifth level. Hopefully, we did well last week with rounding on decimals. We are going to be doing more work with decimals this week, specifically multiplying decimals. Before we get into the multiplication part, we need to remember our place values and where decimals live. Let's take a look at the number 3. So there's a decimal here in this number, but we don't see it because we don't need it. But right now there is a decimal and it would live right here. And the only reason we would need to put a decimal there and show it as a decimal if we needed to show a different place value, like a number to the nearest tenths, just like we did last week. But normal 3, even though the decimal lives there, we just write it like this. This is important as we go forward with multiplying decimals. So if we multiply decimals, we could have a problem that looks like 5/10 times 7/10. Now, you could see this written like this, with the zeros in the units place. That's actually okay, and it doesn't change our problem. So we can see it either way, and it would be fine. I'm going to get rid of this for right now, and I'm going to take a look at 5/10 and 7/10. Well, when I think about my math facts, I don't know that I really know my 5/10 facts very well, and I don't know that I could name my 7/10 facts very well either. But I do know my 5 facts, and I do know my 7 facts. So I am going to slide the decimal out of the way and make this math easier. So let's put our dancing shoes on and let's do the decimal slide. All right, in order to do the decimal slide, I need to change this 5/10 into 5. And I do that by bloop, sliding it one space. Because now this is a 5. The decimal lives here. I don't need to put it, but that's where the decimal moved to. It moved from in front of the 5 to behind the 5, and it disappeared because it's no longer 5/10, it's just 5. Times, there's my 7/10. I need to get rid of this. Now, to change the 7/10 to 7, I need to bloop, slide the decimal one spot. That makes my 7/10 a 7. Now the decimal that we slid lives here, but I don't need to show it. I don't show a decimal when I am talking about the number 7. So now I'm just multiplying 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is equal to 35. So my answer, 35, is the answer to 5 times 7. But wait, we aren't multiplying 5 times 7. We're multiplying 5/10 times 7/10. So I got 35 by blooping, or sliding the decimal 1 plus 1, 2 spots out of the way. Since I did 2 steps to the left to get rid of the decimal, I need to slide 2 steps to the right back into my answer. So, take my number 35. Where does the decimal live in the number 35? It lives right here. And I need to slide to the right 2. Bloop, bloop. And my decimal now goes there. The answer to this problem is 35 hundredths, or 0.35. That may have sounded a little strange, but let's take a look at the next problem. 0.21, or 21 hundredths, times 0.3, or 3 tenths. In order to do this multiplication, because I don't really like using math facts with decimals, so let's bloop them right out of the problem. Let's get rid of them. Let's do the decimal slide to make this multiplication problem easier. Well, if I want to get rid of the decimal, I have to bloop, bloop, move it 2 spots, and my 0.3 here, bloop, move it 1 spot, so I end up with 21 times 3. The decimal is now here, which doesn't need to be shown, and the decimal is now here, which doesn't need to be shown. So now I've got the problem of 21 times 3. This is pretty easy to do. It is just simple multiplication. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So we have 63 as the answer. Except, wait. 63 is the answer to 21 times 3. That's not our original problem. We got 21 times 3 by doing the decimal slide and sliding the decimal 2 plus 1, 3 spaces total. We danced to the right, 3 spaces. So what do we have to do up here? Our decimal lives right here because it's not showing, and we have to dance it back the other way 3 spaces. So, bloop 1, bloop 2. Uh-oh, what do I do? I need to bloop, I need to dance 1 more space, but there isn't one. I'll have to make a number. Bloop. And now I can add my decimal because I've blooped or danced 1, 2, 3 spaces back into my answer. 0 is the only number I can add. If I need to create a place value so that I can slide my decimal point, I can only add a 0. Now, even though I am a math teacher, I don't know my 4,000ths facts as well as I know my 4s. I don't know tens, 100,000, 10,000, my 2 10,000ths facts as well as I know my 2s. So I'm going to make this math easier. To make it easier, I need to get rid of my decimals. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I blooped 3 spaces and made that a 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. I blooped 4 spaces and made this a 2. Now my math is easy. 4 times 2 is 8. So my answer is 8, except I have removed my decimal by blooping a total of 3 plus 4, 7 steps. I danced 7 steps to the right. So now I have to dance 7 steps back into my answer. Except right now, my decimal lives here, and I can bloop 1. What do I do? When I need to bloop 6 more times, I need to take 6 more steps. If you said add a 0, you are correct. 2, 3, 4, I'm going to have to go up here a little bit, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I rewrite my answer, I have a decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, and an 8. That's a strange looking answer, But that is the correct answer for that problem. Please remember, we slid the decimal out of the problem 3 spots here, 4 spots here, for a total of 7 spots. So our answer, we have to move our decimal back in 7 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is your turn, all on your own. Take a look at it, work through it. Once you have an answer, check back, pause the video now, work on the problem, and unpause it when you want to see if you are correct. Pause. If you have unpaused now, I'm going to assume you are ready for the answer. Well, I have some decimals and zeros that are making this problem a little too complex. Let's clean it up a bit. Take this decimal, bloop, bloop. I have blooped 2 spots to make this a 7. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I have blooped 3 spots to make this a 2. So I have blooped a total of 5 spaces to the right. And I have to remember that 5. So my problem right now is 7 times 2. You might say, well, why are you writing it out? Because we can solve it horizontally. Well, I'm writing it out because eventually you will have problems where you can't just do it horizontally using math facts such as maybe 412 times 64. And this is where you would put it in the long division format. But 7 times 2 is 14. So I do have 14 in my answer, except 14 is the answer to 7 times 2. We actually had decimal spaces and zeros. So to fix it, the 5 spaces that I blooped my decimal out, I've got to bloop it back 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decimal lives there. My answer, if it looks a little cleaner, 0.00014. How did you do? Did you get it right? If not, try to watch this part again, figure out what you did wrong, and you may try the next one on your own. Here's the next one. 9 times 4/100ths. It's written a little different. Use what you know and see if you can come up with the answer. Pause the video so you can work on the problem and unpause it when you're finished. Pause now. If you are currently watching, I'm going to guess you are ready for the answer. If I take a look at the 9, there is nothing I need to do. The decimal is right here. It's out of the way. I don't have to move it at all. My problem comes in with the decimal and the 0 here. Remember, this is a way you could see a decimal written. This 0 really doesn't affect anything. We're looking at this decimal and this 0 and this 4. So I need to get this decimal out by bloop, bloop, moving it 2 spots. So I still have a 9 times, now I have a 4. 9 times 4 is pretty easy. We'll have 9 times 4 is 36. So 36 is my answer up here, except I need to bloop my decimal 2 spots back into my answer. Right now, the decimal lives here. I'm going to bloop 2 back into the answer. Bloop, bloop. And my answer is 0.36. How did you do? Are you ready to try some on your own for the work? All right, let's give it a shot. Here's your assignment. 10 problems plus the bonus. I shouldn't say bonus, I should say a challenge problem. So 10 problems plus a challenge problem. Number 1, 0.5 times 0.9. Copy this into your science composition or math composition notebook and pause the video until you are ready to move on. Here is problem number 2. It looks pretty similar. Let's see how you do with that. Pause now. Here's number 3. I think you see what I'm doing. Work on this one. Be careful with your decimal slides. And pause until you're ready to move on. Number 4, just a little bit different. Yes, that is a 500. That is a 500. So do what you know how to do and see how it turns out. Pause until you're ready to move on. Here's number 5. And pause now until you're ready to move on. Here is number 6. Be careful with your final answer. Remember the rules that you know on how your answer should look. Make sure you bloop first because you have to bloop, but then do you have to do anything special to that final answer? See how you come up. See what you come up with. Pause now. Here's number 7. Pause now. Here is number 8. Pause now. Here's number 9. Please remember, don't let these throw you. It's the same as if they aren't even there. Pause now. Here's number 10. Pause until you're ready to move on to the challenge. And here is the challenge. Hope you got your dancing shoes on. You're going to be doing the decimal slide quite a bit with this one. Please be careful with the sliding, the recording of your slides, the adding of zeros back into your answer, and all of the moves. It's a lot of parts to this one, but the math itself is not difficult. So 5th level, that is your assignment. An answer video will be coming later on. Don't watch the answer video until you have this finished. So work on it, check the answer video, and we'll be ready to move on soon. If you have any questions about how to do something, send me a message and I will help you through it. Otherwise, check your notes. Your notes should have the information that you need to do. It's the same pattern for blooping for each one. For your dance steps are going to be the same. And yeah, good luck with it. So everybody enjoy your new week of school at home. And we will be checking in soon. Bye, 5th level.